Hinson. At the other guard, his third season from North Carolina. At 6'6", number 23, Michael Jordan. At center, his ninth season from DePaul at 6'11", number 40, Dave Corzine. At one forward, his sixth season from Duke at 6'8", number 20, Gene Banks. And the other forward, his second season from Virginia Union at 6'9", number 34, Charles Oakley. The Bulls are coached by Doug Collins. His assistant, Gene Littles and Tex Winter. The trainer is Mark File. And now the starters for your Philadelphia 76ers. Guard, his ninth season from West Texas State at 6'1", number 10, Maurice Cheeks. Also in the backcourt, in his rookie season from Georgetown, 6'5", number 25, David Wingate. At center, his third season from Michigan at 7 feet, number 40, Tim McCormick. Had one forward in his fourth season out of Rutgers, 6'9.5", number 23, Roy Hinson. And the other forward, his third season from Auburn, 6'6", 34, Charles Barkley.
Anytime I played against Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Karl Malone, anytime you play against another great player, it's kind of a personal. I mean, clearly the team is the most important thing, but everybody has egos. And I think the thing I probably remember, this is probably the first time where the Sixers have become my team. So, but anytime you play against a great player, there's an added intensity. But like I say, if I was playing against Karl Malone or Gary Payton or Shaq or anybody like that, you feel a certain sense of it's a bigger game.
The entire team gets up because Michael's such a dominating player, an electrifying player. Charles Barkley, of course, of the same mold. So this should be very interesting.
And you will hear us refer to another Charles Oakley as well, the second-year man for this team, an outstanding rebounder. And Charles Oakley, in fact, is going by Buck Williams for second place among NBA rebounders, trailing Charles Barkley by a little over 2 rebounds per game. David Corzine is the center, and he jumps in with Roy Hinson, and Charles Barkley has it. Sixers with David Wingate and Mo Cheeks in the backcourt. Cheeks with the little splint and 2 fingers taped together on his left hand, his non-shooting hand. Hinson with it, he's left alone. Spins in there and has it partially deflected, I believe, and in any case, Charles Oakley has a rebound, first one, and he was putting a lot of pressure defense on Hinson after Hinson broke free. Jordan misses his first shot of the game.
Michael usually doesn't shoot the ball from that deep out on the floor.
He has such great skills, he can basically take the ball any place he wants to and shoot from, names his spot on the floor. He's guarding Wingate, who takes the ball up in a hurry.
Well, David can't breathe right now because he's playing against Michael Jordan. Listen, let's don't kid ourselves. All jocks get nervous, and David was a rookie. He's seen Michael Jordan. He's nervous because he tried to go at Michael Jordan. He got flustered because we were not going to design a play to run David Wingate to go one-on-one against Michael Jordan. Like he almost shot an air ball then.
Gene Banks doing some of those other things to complement those people. We get the 24-second clock adjusted here, a little stoppage in play. I think Gene Banks is an outstanding ball handler and a good passer and basically the kind of guy who knows how to win.
He's been doing it all. He's been shooting the ball extremely well.
Paxton guarding Mo Cheeks, who slithers his way free and makes the bucket. So the first field goal of the game by Mo Cheeks, a doubtful starter until just a few moments before game time.
Maurice started that move in the opposite direction, was able to work his way back with his right hand. It's a good thing Maurice does not have to dribble that ball with his left hand. He'd have a problem. Was able to get it to the basket, was fouled.
Of course, Mo is so active on defense that I'm sure he'll forget at times that he has an injured left hand when he goes for those steals and tries to check his man, and that where the pain will fester. Here's Jordan, who baseline move, a little step and tuck inside, and he missed an easy one for him. And the loose ball claimed by Banks, tries to save, and avoiding the backcourt violation, Paxson.
Now, these Bulls are a tough rebounding team, of course, I believe, because Jordan gets such penetration and gets double-teamed all the time. That opens the lanes for the rebounders.
Banks from the wing, no, and the rebound and a push-off in there. And I think it's going to be against, well, I just noticed this, Gene, that Barkley and Oakley have the same numbers, so we can't always go by the numbers there. The foul called on Roy Hinson, however, so it looked like it might have been Charles Barkley. There's one swatted away by Wingate.
Doug Collins had his hands in the air, thought that was goaltending.
Roy Hinson, I'm sorry, I credited that to Wingate. It was Roy Hinson with the good block. Here's Barkley moving on Banks. The pass in there to Hinson, and he is going to be called for pushing off to get position. So a foul called on Roy Hinson. His second foul already in just a few seconds.
Any type of foul trouble when you have a limited bench, as Matty does, really has an effect on the game.
And that puts Cliff Robinson up and towards midcourt to get in a hurry here for Roy Hinson at the next stoppage. Corzine, a pretty good outside shooter for a big guy. Not this time. 3-0 Sixers, as the Bulls have missed everything so far. 6 shots, as a matter of fact, as Hinson strolls down the lane and misses, and the rebound to Oakley. Seen a lot of nice moves here, but no balls are going in the basket. Almost a steal by Hinson, as that was intended for Oakley, who both teams are kind of standing, not going out to meet the pass and making it easy for the defenders right here. Now Robinson comes in. And Hinson takes a seat on the bench with 2 fouls. This is Charles Oakley putting up the jumper, no, and another miss. Oakley has the rebound, loses it, grabbed by McCormick. And the Bulls turn it over. Cheeks loses it. And he kicks it out of bounds, so the Bulls have it in a sloppy opening couple of minutes.
Well, I'm sure the Sixers don't mind this. Holding the Bulls scoreless.
Yeah, they'll win if they do that, at least by 3-0. Now Jordan, little shake and a bake, and Paxson the open man. Paxson's numbers are way up this year, Gene, partly because he's getting playing time, but partly I think on a play like that, Jordan just draws so much traffic, he's going to get a lot of open shots.
Good point. Good combination guard with Jordan.
And there's Cheeks on the drive.
Yeah, Maurice Cheeks, the best point guard I ever played with. Made perfect decisions with the ball at all times. You know, a point guard is the most important player on the team. And people say, why do you say that? Because no matter how great your other players are, he gets them the ball in the right situation.
The Sixers back with it now. Cliff Robinson has jump shot in him if he wants it. Backs in, backs away, and fires over Corzine. We have a delay of game warning here.
And Jake ran right up to Charles. I think maybe Charles could have been bumping someone on the play.
I thought it was, kind of shoved the ball out of the way, preventing the Bulls from inbounding in a hurry. Hard to tell, though, from way up here where we are. There's one that Jordan was looking one way, the ball went the other, but David Wingate, with the hustle on defense, knocked it out of bounds. 7-2 Philadelphia, and a very slow, sluggish beginning for the Bulls. Jordan will try and take them out of it if he can. The open man, Paxson, no. Deep rebound to Oakley. Now Jordan inside, and we're not going to stop him there.
No way. A lot like Charles Barkley. Once he gets the ball in deep, he has a great jumping ability. Michael also uses his body so well.
Perfect example there of a guy who put his body in between the defender and the ball. Cliff Robinson, a baseline move on Banks, overfires it, and Jordan saves to Corzine.
You're not going to see this Bulls team run a whole lot. They sort of control the pace of the game. They want to try to keep themselves close in the game, late in the game.
Gene Banks in a strange shot, but a good rebound. The position there by Corzine, who stole the rebound that time. And Matty Gukas did not like that play whatsoever. Jumps up, calls a timeout. And so is 7:03 to play here in the first quarter. The Sixers 7 and the Bulls 6. We'll be back after this.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Of course, he just hustled his way right through 3 white shirts to steal, actually, that rebound. Here come the Sixers back with it. Wingate and Barkley on isolation this side. It's Charles now, beats the double team, goes back inside to Wingate, who can't make the layup. And Corzine with another board. Now it's Paxson. John Paxson, brother of Jim Paxson. Father Jim Paxson also played in this league. The only father and 2 sons family ever to play in the NBA. There's Michael Jordan too far, but Charles Oakley gets the rebound, and that's 2 times down the floor now that the Bulls have turned offensive rebounds into layup.
And I want to repeat again, when Jordan has the ball, he gets such attention that players then relax on the other players. That allows them to go to the boards.
Bulls now in the lead for the first time, 8-7. Here's one by Wingate that's blocked.
We're trying to go at Michael a little bit so he can't just float. He's a great float defender. No, Larry Bird was a great float defender. Well, he's always around. And David Wingate, he had more success later in his career when we moved into the point guard because he wasn't a very good shooter. He didn't have a lot of confidence. But when we moved him to the point, he was a really good point guard.
The amount of time he has the ball and is vulnerable to offensive fouls, etc., that's pretty commendable. But as Gene says, he's got tremendous body control. He can change directions in midair. He can fly is another way of putting it.
He can fly. He has a hip pointer, which he's been really suffering with.
Oakley and Robinson in a battle in the painted area and a foul called against Cliff Robinson. Oakley is a very physical player and very assertive guy for a person who's relatively new in this league. This is his 2nd year, but he's a tough, mean guy. Jordan has it stolen by Wingate, who's really scrapping on defense out there. Down the lane goes Wingate. Barkley finally cleans it up.
Whenever that ball's loose underneath the basket, you can bet Charles is going to be around there.
How quickly he can get it from the floor up into the basket. Here's Corzine on a nice feed.
That's the value of a Jordan, because when he gets the penetration, he has that ability to see the players, and found Corzine wide open.
Sixers leading it by 1. Tim McCormick. Barkley fights for the rebound. Tough duty in there tonight. McCormick steals the ball.
Not a very wise pass to a player like Corzine. You don't want to make that long pass to a player like that.
There's Barkley going to take it right to Oakley and draws the foul.
Chicago foul.
That would be an interesting confrontation, wouldn't it? Barkley against Oakley?
Well, Charles knew with the basketball he'd have the advantage, and boy, he just went right after him.
There are 2 guys that are probably equal strength. I don't know who out of the 2 would be meaner. Maybe Barkley. No, I think Oakley.
Pretty close.
Interesting names, though.
Charles will have one more. Charles has been the subject of a lot of media attention lately. People magazine reporter has been following him around for the last 4 or 5 days, and the photographers are here tonight. He may end up on the cover of People.
That's quite a magazine.
12-10, Sixers. Now Jordan. Look at the Sixers. They got 3 players ready to tackle Jordan whichever way he went. You knew that was coming, and the legal defense.
Well, until the Fab Five came along with Chris Webber and those guys, and they changed the shorts, really. Everybody, you notice everybody got on shorts. Nobody's wearing all those baggy shorts.
It's amazing. Everybody else, they were down on their heels playing good defense. He was up in the air.
Oakley on the drive. Outfights Barkley for the rebound that time, and that's another offensive rebound for Charles Oakley. He just works hard.
Yeah, the Sixers are really forcing the Bulls to shoot some very poor shots, though. Oakley in particular.
Yeah, he is rebounding. He's got 7 rebounds already. Barkley goes for the steal on Paxson and commits the foul.
Personal foul, Charles Barkley.
First foul of the game for Barkley. What a low-scoring first quarter we're having here. What, that game in Cleveland last night?
Oh, the game in Cleveland.
Was 10 points going to win the fourth quarter?
In the fourth quarter, it was 7 minutes to go, and it was 5-2.
Rambo!
Thankfully, it was 5-2 in favor of the Sixers. You know, they made a little streak. They got 2 more baskets, and it was a rout.
The crowd liked that one as Jordan had a couple of Sixers looking on the floor for their uniform parts. Now Robinson works hard and gets a good shot in there. 14-12 Sixers.
This is a very good defense, forcing a player like Corzine to bring the ball off the court.
Out of control, Gene Banks, and an offensive foul.
And that's what you get. The theory, again, the point guard is the guy that sets up the plays. If you're able to overplay that player in this situation, force Corzine to dribble it, you're really doing a good job.
Tim McCormick had the open jump shot. Now Robinson will work. He beats the double team by going baseline. And a quick move and a quick 2 by Cliff Robinson, who has 6 points. .312 left in this low-scoring first quarter. Now, Jordan, let's fly from the outside. Okay, you're going to triple team me inside. I'm going to go outside.
Now, that was simple, but that's a classic example of a guy just using the screen to get the wide-open jump shot.
Sixers working to Robinson, who's getting good position there on his shots. Here's a fall away, and he's hot. And when Cliff gets it going, it ain't a bad idea to let him just keep firing.
No, Cliff is a streaky shooter.
18-14. Here's a steal as Robinson and Wingate team up, and Cheeks has a breakaway and runs away from the Bulls. Play by Wingate, but he's going to pay for it with a personal foul. Chicago Bulls want a timeout. We've got 2:25 to play in the first quarter. The Sixers 20 and the Bulls 14. We'll be back.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Doug Collins, the youngest of NBA coaches, 35 years of age, mapping it out for his young Chicago Bulls. Let's watch the airman.
Now, on this play, watch how he just uses the screen to his advantage and how simple it is. He gets Wingate behind the screen. He takes what the defense gives him. On this, we're going to watch Cliff now on this next play. Cliff was persistent on this play with that strong move going to the right. He gave a little delayed dribble there and was able to go into the basket.
You're paying attention because you need, number one, you need to know the next play. But I bet in this situation, all he's saying is, guys, we got to quit turning the ball over. Because you notice, like, Marisa stole like 3 or 4 and got layup. You don't get a chance to play defense when you get the ball up on turnovers. You know, that's one of the key. And there's 2 stats that are really important in basketball. And they're the 2 most, rebounding and turnovers. I mean, you're only going to make X amount of shots. Some nights you make them all, some nights you miss them all. But if you go and look at the game of basketball in the last 25 years where I've been involved, I think I saw a stat. The team that has the least amount of turnovers and most rebounds win like 75% of the time. And those are 2 stats that are really important.
That is interesting, though.
It's a puzzle as to, you know, what he hasn't, in fact, taken some injections to hopefully clear that up, and then the doctor's still working on what might be the source of the allergy as we watch John Paxson.
Well, he is going to an allergist, is he?
Yeah. I mean, that would be like you being allergic to a microphone or something like that. Paxson hits another one.
I can't imagine what could be inside a building that isn't in all the other buildings around the league.
A particular odor, perhaps? Who knows? shoots quickly, gets his own rebound, and what a play that was.
That's why the guy who shoots the ball always too dangerous. You know, the double team came too late. When I got in the air, I assumed there was going to be a double team. And before I knew it, there was nobody there. And Gene was on the ground, so it was easy for me to throw it up against a backboard and go get it.
Steve Coulter is really the only guard available to spell both Wingate and or Cheeks. Here's Cheeks with the ball. Spins, deals nicely to Wingate, and there's another great move. The Sixers coming up with some Michael Jordan-type moves of their own here.
And that's really what can get your team going. The good defense creates the steals to allow you to run out on the break. The best way to score.
It's 24-16 in the final minute and 25 seconds of this first quarter. There he goes. Oh, he missed the shot. And there's that Oakley again, and he has 8 rebounds already.
And all the attention was on Michael. You stand around and watch him. That leaves those boards wide open. Oakley's a master at that.
8 rebounds for the second leading rebounder in the NBA. Robinson, the hook shot. Gets it. He's throwing them up left-handed, right-handed, all over the place. 5 out of 6 shooting for Robinson. Here's another steal by Cheeks, the second best in the league in that department. He goes right by Oakley.
When Maurice was coaching, and he's coaching again now, I said, that dude, the only problem, I just love playing with him, one of great people, but he can only see out of one eye. That's the eye that got Dr. J in it. So, like, you can run up and down the court with him. You can be 4 on none. He gonna wait for Dr. J to catch up and give him the ball.
Just 47 seconds to work with.
Well, first of all, he wasn't thinking so much what he wants to do. He was thinking how aggravated he is that his team, as a result of their offense, are giving the ball away. The one thing you always want for your team is when you take possession of the basketball, you try to get your players to thinking, we've got to get a shot at the basket. Because of their not executing their offense, they've been coming down a few possessions now and just turning the ball over, and that's been allowing the Sixers just to run, get the easy baskets. The Bulls really like to play you, keep you close in the game. They don't turn the ball over much. They're not leading the league in the fewest turnovers, but they're right up there with the leaders right now. So their whole style of basketball is few turnovers, strong rebounding, Michael Jordan, and that's how we win. If they continue this way, they don't have a shot.
Yeah, the Bulls like to think if they're within range with the last 3 minutes or 4 minutes of a game, they've got the one player who can win it for them because it's unstoppable.
Yes, and Doug, I like that pose when you sit on the chair rather than be kneeling down. Of course, Doug is still getting over the injury that he had.
Hand and all, Mo Cheeks on the move here after a steal.
On this play, Maurice had nowhere to go with the ball. The defense was excellent. He just has a sense of where the players are on the court. He was able to just turn around. He also has great hands and can really smell out the ball.
You can catch more of Mo's act at halftime when Mark Zumoff features the best passers in the NBA. Wingate tried to go around behind for the steal, knocked the ball away, but a foul called. Now that's number 2 on David Wingate. Now Wingate only knows one way to play defense very aggressively and is vulnerable to fouls against a talent like Jordan. So he's going to have to tuck it in a little bit.
And David will learn how to position his feet a little bit better rather than reaching in. Normally when you reach in after a player, they're looking for that call, especially when it's against a player like Michael Jordan. The value of a Jordan, though, is that he can stop the other run by the team because he's such an offensive player.
All right, we're under 20 seconds now here in the first quarter as the Sixers have also on the shot clock 11 seconds to work with. Barkley goes right by the Bulls, keeps it alive, 8 seconds, scoops it up and draws the foul, and Doug Collins, watching that close by, has to be also frustrated when he saw Barkley just run roughshod through his whole team.
When a team sets up a play like that, they had all the players on the left side except one player on the right.
I don't fear this Bulls team right here. This is not a great team. I mean, so I feel like, okay, if we play well, I mean, you think about this. That's no disrespect. Gene Banks and Charles Oakland, Dave Corzine, they don't put no fear. I also think our team is better than them right now. And this team didn't do anything in the playoffs either. I mean, think about it. We got Maurice Cheeks out there, and Roy Hinson, and Tim McCormick, and David Wingate. I actually, to be honest with you, I actually think our team is better than the Bulls team right now, to be honest with you.
Another offensive threat in these final seconds. But you know the ball will be in the hands of this man if they can't do anything about it. Now Oakley's going to take it, and he missed the clock. Oh, well, they're going to give it to him. I didn't think that counted. In any case, it's not disputed. So Charles Oakley throws one up, and I don't think he even wanted to be the guy to shoot it, but he did anyway. And as a result, we go off here at the end of one. Sixers 30 and Chicago Bulls 22.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Sedale Threed making his first in-game appearance in Philadelphia since being traded from the Sixers to the Bulls. Number 3 goes in there for Chicago, and Jordan fires from outside over Wingate. Threed and Jordan now in the backcourt. That's Sedale guarding Mo Cheeks, and he's done that a few times. Robinson has been very hot. Goes baseline over Sellers, is short with it. Weak side rebound by McCormick, who takes it up, and he's hacked in there.
Personal foul,
Tim McCormick will get a couple from the charity line.
You get a lot of time to position yourself. He got away with a little push there. But with Cliff taking that turnout jump shot, McCormick is just taking his time, moving into position, ended up with a good position. Rebound that was fouled.
McCormick keeps plugging along as the Sixers Iron Man in this season of bizarre injuries. McCormick, the only player who played in every game. We're at game 63 right now. The end is in sight.
63 games. I'll tell you, the season goes by so quickly. It's unbelievable.
Reed looking for Jordan, who posts up down low, but look at the crowd now that Michael will attract if he holds on to the ball. There he goes, 1-2, and now the dish off to Reed, who has the open jump shot, and it's poked there and grabbed by Cheeks finally. The Sixers come out of it 4-on-2, and Mo keeps it alive to Wingate. Knocked away, and a great recovery in there by Threed.
And Sedale has been doing a good job for the Bulls coming off the bench, giving him some quality minutes. We're going to watch Cheeks now come down the middle of the floor. He just didn't have too many people to pass to. He made a good pass, a good play by Threed.
Robinson to Barkley, no, and saved now by Wingate. Now it's Wingate from 15 feet. Get him any way you can get him. 6 points for David. And a 10-point Sixer lead once more. Sellers with it, the rookie from Ohio State. Oops, there's one thrown right into the hands and stolen once and twice, but the Bulls still have it. The open man, Sellers, now to Banks. He misses an easy one.
I'm glad Dave didn't get it again. He might have thrown it up here.
Now a steal by Banks to 3, and a travel by Michael Jordan.
Against Chicago, no basket.
He's human.
The Bulls were in town last night, too, watching the Sixers on television.
Hanging on your every word. Well, if they learned anything from watching the Sixers last night, no wonder they're confused here.
I think they did learn about how to score in the fourth quarter.
Sedale Threed plays it in on a break by the Bulls. Not one of the most picturesque of victories for the Sixers, but
boy, they'll take it.
you got that.
That was an important win, Jim.
There's David Wingate. He has it stripped with a whistle. Jake O'Donnell and Steve Javy working this game tonight. O'Donnell, the veteran. Steve Javy, the rookie.
I like that call when you get hit on the head.
Jake has a nice move for that, doesn't he?
John Paxson, number 5, Mike.
Dave Corzine wanted to find out, what that was about.
Replacing Michael Jordan.
Danny Brains comes in. He'll replace
Danny Brains.
it's like Charles Barkley coming out.
Or Charles.
And Jake O'Donnell and Doug Collins are really going at it, jawing each other.
It's Gene Littles and John Bach. Sort of shepherding the head man out of range.
John Bach's an interesting guy. I was with him just recently. He's a pilot, likes to fly a lot.
Like some Western clothes.
He loved it in California because he could fly all the time. The coaching wasn't so hot, but when he got out there to the Chicago area, he says it's terrible. He said you go up in the air all the time and you get ice on the wings.
36-26 the score. It's a Dale Threet the jump shot. No, rebound Banks. One thing the Bulls are getting is a lot of shots, but they're not making all of them. There's Threet finally hitting one. And the Sixers now on top by 8. Threet has been injured through much of his career this year with the Bulls after that trade. He's just getting back. And another foul in the lane.
That was a good move by David Wingate, being able to get by his player. But he was fouled. If he could have been able to shoot the ball in this situation, it was on the pass also. One-shot foul. A good time to get David out of there, Michael Jordan being out of the game.
Yeah, Steve Coulter comes in, and you will rarely see Coulter and Cheeks in the same backcourt, but all holds are barred tonight. With the Sixers really short of backcourt folks.
Now the Bulls, when they double team, they don't want Cheeks to end up with a shot.
Coulter misses the rebound Robinson, but that's going to be a loose ball foul on Cliff.
So when they double team, they'll be double teaming with Coulter's man or Wingate when those players are in the game. They do not want Cheeks to hit that outside shot. He's too clever.
Coulter, of course, came from the Bulls for Dale Threet, and they're guarding each other right now. Gene Banks muscles inside. Great recovery by Danny Brain.
Sixers substitution 23.
Now Roy Hinson, who picked up a couple of quick fouls early, comes into the game, and he goes at the center position, giving Tim McCormick a rest.
5 seconds with 24-second clock.
There's a miss, and Robinson the rebound. Hinson can play center now because the Bulls are going with Michael Brown at center. Not a real tall guy, although he's about as wide as a building.
And strong.
The crowd kind of laughing as Michael Brown was playing a little, what's that, sumo wrestling defense in there.
Don't all those big guys play that? Well, I'll tell you, they really fight for that position. There's some real strong players in this league.
Here's Sellers, a running one-hander, and the rebound by Hinson. Outlets to Cheeks, and the Sixers are running again, but now break it back outside.
So I don't think Doug likes that kind of shot selection.
They've had some weird ones, haven't they?
I think the defense, though, the Sixers is really forcing some of these shots.
Now it's Hinson with Brown on him. Brown just blocks out half the building, it seems. But he's called for a foul as he didn't get over there quick enough.
That's his first.
First one on Michael Brown out of George Washington University. Spent a year in Europe, smoothing over some of his skills. He's helped this team. He's a good shooter, too, a very good percentage shooter, and he can move very quickly for a big guy. Cliff Robinson has to adjust the goggles to find an open man, and it's Hinson. Now the rebound by Brown. Whoops, Sellers wasn't looking, but Paxson saved it. John Paxson hasn't shot the ball much this game, but drilled that one from way outside, almost a three-pointer. It's 36-30 Sixer lead with 6:32 left to go first half. Cheeks on the run, no. Another rebound, Brown.
And that Brown does a good job coming back to the ball. He has good instincts.
There's a near steal by Cheeks. He finally knocks it away. It's loose on the floor, and Jake O'Donnell says, we're going which way?
76ers call.
Well, we're going to have a timeout before we decide. It will be Sixer ball. A timeout called by the Sixers with 6:18 to play, and the Sixers on top, 36-30.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Well, the game, to be honest, Gene, has lacked some excitement here as both teams have kind of sputtered offensively at times. Maybe good defense causing some of it, but we'll see one of the nicer plays of the game as you see Jordan come over and start a fast break with a great block, and watch him team up here with Tadeo 3.
Celebrating his 25th birthday, 76ers center, Tim McCormick.
Yeah, that was really a good pass, but set up with a good block. It's so much easier being able to fill those fast break lanes as a result of the deflection, the steal, the good block. It's very, very difficult when you have to come down every time and set up. Very hard to win in this pro game because all these pro teams now are double teaming the post players. They're rotating their players and just forcing certain shots out on the floor.
Chicago substitutions.
Oakley is back in the game.
Charles Oakley returned for
He
Brad.
replaces Brad Sellers, so they have Michael Jordan and John Paxson, the starters, back in at the guard spots. Oakley, Banks, and Michael Brown make up the front court. Brown guarding Roy Hinson is the hot man. Cliff Robinson keeps it going, and Cliff now with 12 of the Sixers' 38 points.
That was some tough shot he made there.
He's been shooting on the move, the fall away, the turn away, everything working for him. There's a wide open Jordan, and he's not going to miss that very often.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like you can ever allow Michael Jordan to be wide open.
12 points for him, who is becoming, what I understand, a very, very avid golfer. I mean, he likes golf as much as basketball.
Do you think you could take him?
Oh, no.
I didn't think so either. It was just a silly
I
question.
can't beat hardly anybody.
It's just a silly question, you know.
Except I did, and I want this known publicly, that I defeated that Herb McGee.
Oh, you did?
Well-known golfer in the area and basketball coach. I smashed him on Sunday, rather handily.
In golf?
Yes.
Well, he must not be very good.
Whoops. There's Oakley looking for room, and he leans in and gets it.
Now, that was not what you call a great move, but he made the most out of what he was able to do there.
Oakley out of Virginia Union, a Division II basketball program, and he was about as good as there was in that division 2 years ago. There's Robinson, keeps it moving, and he's fouled this time. You see, the defense has to tighten up on Cliff when he got it going there, and this time Gene Banks called for a personal foul.
Teams over the limit.
To be an effective offensive player, that turnout jump shot, which Cliff has, and being able to take it to the right, a jump hook or just a regular hook shot that Jabbar uses, very effective moves.
Sixers substitution. 34, Charles Barkley returns.
Barkley will replace Roy Hinson. One of the things Matty has to do tonight is you know, he's basically going to have to play this game with 7 people, and he's got to rotate the defense or offense
Lane violation.
in such a way to get everybody kind of equal minutes, I think, and not have a tired club on his hands in the final 5 minutes.
And the other thing, I think Matty's been doing a good job of that. The team has not been getting itself in any real foul trouble.
David Wingate in his second start with the unenviable position of having to guard Mr. Jordan. Whoops, there's a wide open Gene Banks, and he's missing the shot again. Matt Banks has had a couple of easy shots that he has missed. Here goes Michael Brown. He has it poked out. Now we've got 4 on more. 4 on more.
Charles double dribbled with the ball.
Yep.
Discontinuation violation against the 76ers.
That was too exciting that time. They had about 3 guys already planning their slam dunk when the fast break was in progress.
Charles was so smooth with that, Tim. I thought he was going to get away with it. But with our, you know, with the way we see things, we caught it right away.
39-34. Oakley behind that Michael Brown screen. Boy, if you get behind Brown, there's not going to be anybody within 10 feet of you.
And you don't usually like to have your power forward shooting from 20 feet. But Charles Oakley, girl named Charles.
Wingate!
Charles Oakley is a pretty good 15 to 18-foot jump shooter.
41-34. The outside misses have really been the biggest factor, I think, in keeping the Sixers in the lead here. The Bulls have shot the ball poorly from the perimeter. Doesn't seem to deter them. Here they go inside where they're much more effective. There's another easy miss. Follow-up, though, by Oakley.
Well, I mean, if you shoot the ball that much, that means you're trying to do too much. You know, you go back and look at Michael Jordan's career, the time he scored X amount of points, they always lost. That was that stat. Same when you look at the great Allen Iverson. When one guy has to do so much, your team is not going to win.
Oakley, as I said, out of Virginia Union, not many Division II players make it in this league anymore. So high-powered are the basketball programs at the Division I level. You figured it. Whoops, look at Jordan trying to find some open room there, and he travels with it. No, a 3-second violation.
Against Chicago. 40 Dave Corzine checks in for the Bulls, and Chicago calls.
And another timeout called here by Coach Doug Collins. 2:55 to go in the first half. The Sixers 43 and the Bulls 36.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
We're going to watch that Charles Oakley. And Gene, I started to make a point about Division II players. The college coaches at the Division I level are so sophisticated now in their scouting and their recruiting and the summer camps and this and that and the other, that if there's anybody out there who can play Division I ball, they find them. So it's very rare for a real talent not to make it at the Division I level and end up playing for the smaller schools. As we look at David Wingate, played as high-profile Division I basketball as you can find at Georgetown.
And I agree with that thinking. What happens, though, every now and then a player will escape the system, end up becoming an overachiever. Not highly sought, but then becoming an overachiever, and that's Oakley.
In the olden days, you could count on a player coming out of an obscure place like Houston Baptist or one of those places to make it in this league. Not so much anymore. Steve Kohler, though, gets his first bucket of the night.
One of the big problems the Bulls have, they don't really have a good post-up team. Michael Jordan being the best post-up player they don't have a lot of players they can post up down low.
Of course, he's the big guy. He's just more effective facing the basket and shooting a little 10-12 footer if he can get it. Look at Jordan on the move there, and there it goes. That's got the crowd going.
And he did all his tricks on that one play. Well, not all his tricks, because he has so many. Surprisingly, Oakley is not really a good post-up player. He doesn't have that spring that you need down there, and doesn't have a lot of offensive moves.
45-38. The Jordan watch, 14 points. Danny Brains a flinker. Jordan with it. Shall we call his points the air traffic report? Another illegal defense. Now we're going to go into the technical foul situation. Two called on the Sixers.
Their second of the game, resulting in a technical foul.
That last time you saw Jordan coming down the floor with the ball, just picture that being a one-on-one situation. He could have beaten his player at any time he wanted. It just happened the Sixers had good team defense, and you have to have the team defense. But he can just run that ball right at you and just step by you.
John Paxson missed the free throw on a break there for the Sixers. Jordan, traffic, shot, no. Rebound, Wingate. Sixers have 4 on 2. Wingate loses control, slows up the break. So now the Sixers get 5 seconds to work with. And it's Robinson. Line drives it short. Gene Banks scoops up the rebound. So dipsy-do by Jordan. Leans in, gets the shot, and is fouled. Like a little shrew out there among those big guys. Just pokes around for some open space and lets it go.
All you have to do is give Michael just a little bit of help out there on the court. He knows how to use the screens. He worked a little bit off of Corzine. He has great body control, great concentration when he gets up in the air.
The impact I think that he's having for young fans, I guess, is I think comparable to what Julius Erving was like when he entered the ABA. He just totally did things that other people weren't capable of doing.
And I think that's right.
45-41 and 41 seconds to play in the first half. The Sixers had it. Whoa, Barkley and Oakley are going to go nose to nose. Barkley, I sound like I'm giving the name of a law firm here, but Barkley threw Oakley to the floor, and Charles Oakley came up, elbows flying.
I think Oakley would like a little piece of Charles. I think Oakley would like a little piece of anybody.
Personal foul.
Even Bone Crusher Smith, he didn't crush any bones, by the way.
Charles Oakley and line shooting 2.
The foul will be called on Barkley. Now Oakley is a young, physical player, and I would think that the officials will keep their eyes on him because he is liable to get right into retaliation.
There is no question if Barkley and Oakley played each other all the time, they would go at it because they're both big, strong, rough, contact players. They fight.
You know who used to scare me, and you coached him when he first came into the league? Rick Mahorn. If you got him angry, at least in games I can remember, he would just kind of lose it.
Yeah, and that Rick Mahorn, you saw him just pushing McHale around the other game.
And the tip in that time, they're going to give it to Cliff Robinson, who's getting them in every possible way so far. He's got 15 points.
So we're going to just see one shot now. Let's see what happens on this play. Just an isolation play. You call this a 1-4.
Sedale 3 gets it into Oakley, who loses it, and we're down to 4 seconds on the clock, and hitting the floor and going down hard is Tim McCormick.
76ers take a 20-second
Sixers are going to start out here anyway with a 20-second timeout while Al Domenico attends to Tim McCormick, and it looks like Mark McNamara will come into the game. And let's see if we can pick up the contact in there.
That's what he's supposed to do. He beats his player. I don't know. He looked like he might have twisted his ankle, wouldn't you say?
An ankle or a knee while shifting around in position there on defense. And just when I single him out for his Iron Man role here on the Sixers, he is limping now, and this one doesn't look good. It does look like an ankle or a knee, the right favoring the right leg. So there are 4 seconds left here in the first half, and Tim McCormick, the next wounded Sixer, going off.
This should be an interesting play. They have Michael Jordan taking the ball out of bounds. What's going to happen? Corzine's going to come in and receive it, give it right back to Michael Jordan.
Jordan inbounds, looks for it, gets it, turns, and fires. And gets it. How about that? Well, I guess if you make as many spectacular shots as he does, you get lucky every once in a while, and that was the case there. And so at the end of the first half, the Sixers 47 and the Chicago Bulls 44.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
But Charles rebounding so far in this game, just 3.
It's the truth, though. The Bulls, the strength of their team is in rebounding. They have to dominate the boards to be effective.
They have the ball here to start the second half, and there's another one of those long rangers by Oakley. Now it's Jordan off the glass, and he misses. The battle underneath for it, and Gene Banks has it. And here's a perfect example where right off the bat, the Bulls get 4 cracks at it, and it's John Paxson finally nailing the jump shot.
Of course, Charles Barkley only had 3 rebounds in that half, and when he doesn't rebound, the Sixers aren't going to rebound all that well. I see our good friend Jack McMahon in the stands. His daughter's being married this weekend, Jim. His daughter, Catherine.
Yeah, what a great guy Jack is. Of course, now with the Golden State Warriors. A turnover by the Sixers. They've got 7 in the game. The Bulls have 12. Corzine, as we mentioned, can make that and likes to take that. Shot from out near the foul line. So the Bulls, who have had only a few moments in the lead, go up once more, 48-47. Barkley goes around Jordan and lays it in.
That's your jump up in the air, come down with the ball, scoop shot. Wait.
Now it's Gene Banks. And they leave it all alone for Jordan, who draws the foul and almost makes the shot. A mix-up there as the double team never happened. And Michael just takes off. A strange alignment here. Watch, he gets, suddenly he's wide open. That's all.
David was forcing him to the baseline. Hinson, who was the player who was in a clearing position, probably was in an illegal defense, didn't get over quick enough to give the help.
So Jordan will have one more, as he's got 20 points already, but that's not unusual. Wingate with 3 personal fouls, and that's not a good sign. 49-49. Just getting underway here in the second half. Wingate in traffic, gets the ball back after almost losing it, and it's still loose, and finally Wingate again with the shot, this time with the left hand gets the bucket. And what a hustle job there by Wingate.
And if you can't shoot it right-handed, try your left.
There he is, forcing Jordan baseline again, and McNamara coming over to help out.
John Paxson.
Paxson with a shot. Paxson has doubled his scoring this year. His first 3 years in the league, he's basically a 5-point-a-game guy. He's up over 11 right now. Fought for underneath and knocked out of bounds by the Bulls. Tied at 51.
McNamara's got to feel a little bit strange out there, Jim, not playing all that much, and now finally getting a chance to play.
Here's Wingate leaning, trying to get a foul maybe on Jordan. Grabbed by Oakley, and Oakley and McNamara in close contact there. And it's a foul call on McNamara.
Now that is a tough call on the part of the official, Jake O'Donnell. You could call that swinging elbows. He did look like he had his arms in, though.
Bulls again with a chance to take the lead. Jordan again doesn't get the roll. It's loose up there, and Hinson with it. I'm going to ask you, Gene, why, if given the choice, you let Jordan go baseline as opposed to inside?
I don't know. Normally, well, teams, they vary their defenses. Maybe they feel that Jordan does not go well to the left hand, for example. Maybe David wants to force him going to the left rather than force him going to his right. So that could be the strategy. Maybe that, in fact, they're not forcing him baseline, just to the left.
Wingate from 3-point distance. No, the rebound out to Jordan.
But if you force baseline, what you do is you take away the passing angles for a player. And so the strategy oftentimes is good.
There he goes baseline, slithers his way right through there, though, and gets 2 more. 22 now. Wingate had to run around a few sports writers to get open, and does so, and hits the jump shot.
I think David is proving he can hit that outside shot.
Oakley, rather, almost stolen by Barkley. Off the glass and a rebound to Charles Barkley. Here he comes, 3-on-2. To Cheeks. Charles through the traffic.
What a menacing person coming down on the break at you.
Dave Corzine was one of the two defenders, and he just couldn't keep pace with Charles on the move. There's Paxson popping out and hitting the open jump shot.
And that's what that Paxson does so well, being able to work off the screen and just pull up and hit that jump shot.
He's got 12, shooting 5 out of 7. Cheeks spots an opening and draws the foul. And Tim McCormick, with that knee wrapped up, comes back in.
Number 40, Tim
replaces Mark McNamara. Gene Banks commits his 4th personal foul for the Bulls, and they're going to have to get him out of there.
This could be an important part of the game for Charles Barkley if, by chance, Sellers ends up playing Barkley. Of course, we know they're going to double team the ball, but that could be a very good matchup for the Sixers.
Sellers returns for Gene Banks.
Sellers will have the task of keeping Charles off that offensive board, and defensive board for that matter. Banks, the veteran, pretty good at it. We'll see how good Sellers is at it.
On the other hand, if we watch Oakley against Barkley, we could see a fight.
7-11 left to play, 3rd quarter. The Sixers ahead by 1. They had 2 10-point leads in the first half. The Bulls have had only a few 1-point leads, and they've got another one.
That guy's impossible. I mean, just to be able to make all those moves and still control the basketball and be able to go where he wants.
It'd be like you had see a kid in Little League, you know, who's like big and strong and older than the other kids, can do anything he wants. That's kind of what Jordan makes you feel like. Here is a David Wingate move to the basket. And a couple of things happening here, some good, some not so good. This is good, Wingate, but Tim McCormick has to take himself out of the game, Gene, on this play.
And we were watching the way Wingate let little crossover move, which is a fabulous move, and takes it to the basket, but McCormick looks like he could be finished for the night.
The knee apparently stiffened up on McCormick when he went out there, and he has to leave. And so with 6:42 left here in the 3rd quarter, the Sixers with a timeout. They lead it 58-57, but oh my, another injury. We'll be back after this.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Well, we got ourselves a tussle now as the Sixers leading it by 1, and let's watch Charles Barkley on the run.
Now, I mean, no chance back there. Charles is just, he has such determination on that dribble. He's just going to run it right at you. Of course, that just opened everything up for Cheeks because both the defensive players just made a practically no effort to stop Charles, but they both went toward him.
Well, now the Sixers will have to get by with Mark McNamara and or Roy Hinson filling in at the center position.
Now, this could be a real confidence builder for a player like Mark McNamara. Again, not playing a whole lot of time and being thrown in here in the action. What really helps a player if you can get yourself off offensively, sometimes it picks up your whole game.
David Wingate to the line. And now the Sixers by 2. All the Bulls ask is that they be close at the end because they think they've got the guy to win a game for them, the guy that wants the ball. He has it right there and misses the shot. Barkley the rebound, and Jake O'Donnell spots a loose ball foul.
How would you like to have that guy at the end of the game, Jim, be able to call his number?
I'd call it, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't be sitting on the bench talking with him. Paxson on the move. This time Barkley gets the uncontested rebound. Hinson cradles it and scores.
Score the basket for Hinson. Personal foul, Brad Sellers.
That's the first bucket of the game for Hinson, and he had to come on his offside there and shoot right-handed.
Shooting one.
Charles forced the defense to him. Roy made the move to the left, forced the contact, hit a big shot. Things really changed in this pro game, don't they? Earlier in the year, Brad Sellers was the guy that was starting all the time, and they were so high on him. And now he gets more bench duty. Doug has been using this Ben Poquette, and he's played him in a number of positions. He likes him to play Barkley.
Ben is in there now. He has the ball. There is always a Ben Poquette. Doesn't it seem that way? He's year in and year out on somebody's roster. And from outside, Charles Oakley finally gets his jump shot to go.
Ben Poquette is a good outside shooter, and that makes him effective.
He's the oldest Bull. This is his 10th season. Cheeks to Barkley. And a whistle.
Score the basket for Charles Barkley. Personal foul, Michael.
11 points for Barkley, who maybe is beginning to sense that it's that are going to have to carry the load right now.
There's no substitute for a player being able to penetrate the defense. That draws the defensive players toward you and just opens up passing lanes in this situation for Barkley, and he's dynamite once he catches it.
Michael Jordan commits the foul, his third. Corzine. Shoot a rare hook shot for him. Sixers out with it. 3-on-2. McNamara on the dead run, had to field that ball. Got in control and laid it home.
And Charles really loves that. Giving McNamara his first basket, and it happened to be an easy one. Could really help Mac.
Personal foul, Ben Poquette, his first.
Poquette commits the foul. The Bulls want a timeout. 5:17 to go here in the third quarter. The Sixers 67, the Bulls 59.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
So let's see if he just can't start right out and hit his first one.
Nice ball. You jinxed him. Jordan, left-handed.
Michael Jordan.
He just gets up there, floats around a while, and then when he spots an opening, goes left or right or wherever that opening is.
But he has the concentration to finish the shot.
67-61. The Sixers now really have to guts it up a little bit. Wingate. Now David Wingate had 22 points last night, his season high. Guess what? He's matched it. Another impressive performance. Corzine makes the shot, and we've got lots of time left, and David Wingate's going to get a lot more playing time. Sixers leading at 70-63. There he is again. Barkley really hustling for the rebound, pays a price for it, and also goes flying at a travel call. Watch it, Charles. There it is.
What was he saying? You stink or something?
Well, he was either saying you stink or somebody pulled my nose. I think I'm going to go with your suggestion.
I think the official called that one correctly.
So a technical foul on Barkley gives Michael Jordan another point. We're right at the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. Roy Hinson inside. He's double teamed. Wingate open again. Moves on Jordan, gives off to Hinson.
The old two-man game. Wingate was able to get both players to come toward him. Hinson wide open.
Jordan loses for the moment, scoops it back up and gets it. What kind of defensive player would Michael Jordan be? Is he a kind of guy you go to? You try and go at him, or do you stay away from him?
You know, I think you have to go at him. You have to make him work. You have to have a player playing against him that can play offense. Otherwise, he'll devote all his energies into the offensive end of the game.
72-66 for Roy Hinson, and he is fouled.
Yeah, excuse me, Jim. Defensively, you really do have to have a plan. These players are so good that when they isolate one-on-one, they're so good they're able to beat the player. We've just seen the Hinson beating Coquette. You have to have something in mind as a team where you want to force that player, where your help is going to come from. If you decide to force to the middle, you got to have help in the middle. If you decide to force to the baseline, you've got to have help.
Well, score a three-point play for Roy Hinson. Sixers up by 9 again, 75-66. Now it's Jordan going to try the jump shot. Way off with that one, and a breakaway for Wingate. And that's a career high for David Wingate.
And Wingate did the smart thing. Once Jordan was up in the air, he just released, took right off. That's how you get wide open layups. 24 points for Wingate, who almost steals. There goes Jordan again. Michael Brown didn't think he was going to get it. Well, he missed. Michael Brown was totally surprised by the Jordan pass. Yes, he was. He said, "What are you doing, Michael? I'm not supposed to be getting passes like this. These are the shots you make."
They're going to keep working to Wingate. There's Charles Barkley, a three-point shot.
That's why I love that three-point shot. That can really help you break a game open. The Sixers are taking control with three-point shots.
I'm glad you say that, because I love it too. I love it at the college ranks. I don't even care if they keep the distance right where it is. It's a fun thing. And about 90 people hate me now. Mostly coaches.
Only 90?
Jordan is fouled before he can take off.
And that was a very smart foul. I think it's smart to foul Jordan when he's breaking one-on-one against you.
Absolutely.
That's just like in football when you get that holding call when the guy has you beat. Because sure enough, he was going to go and get the layup.
Biggest lead of the night for the Sixers. 80-66.
The three-point shot is exciting. It brings excitement to the game. Plus, it always gives you a chance to win. Plus, it helps you in coaching.
Jordan missed another layup. He's missed a couple ones. There he goes for a dunk and misses it, but he's fouled this time. Well, one thing is certain. He won't stop shooting. He may miss a few, and a couple easy ones at that, but it won't deter him.
Yeah, he takes that ball to the basket, just rolls off the rim, but he just hangs in there, gets it back. Now, he just wants to throw it in Mark's face or throw it in anybody's face. Well, who was it before the game? Doug or it was Gene Littles, I believe, telling us that it doesn't make any difference. Michael, at the end of the game, he's going to shoot that shot. He wants to shoot it. Whether he misses or not, he's going to come back and shoot it again.
Points for Jordan. The Sixers lead it by 12. Cheeks behind the screen. Big rebound, McCormick, but he can't hang on, and out of bounds it goes. Coming into the game, Elston Turner getting his first stint of duty here.
Good time to take a player out of the game like Michael Jordan. He spends a lot of energy out there, so you take him out, give him this rest, and when the the quarter ends, he'll have that additional rest.
So Sedale 3 to Nelson Turner make up the backcourt now as Oakley goes hammering his way down the lane. Coquette, the rebound, he throws it up. And a foul.
Personal foul, Cliff Robinson, his third.
Cliff Robinson commits his third personal foul. Looked like Oakley left the floor a little too soon and couldn't regain his balance when he found out how short he was of the hoop.
And a good example of what happens on the boards when Oakley penetrated the lane, Charles Barkley had to come over to try to block the shot. That put him out of position. That allowed Coquette to then rebound the basketball. It happens all the time.
With 24 points, David Wingate goes to the bench. I think we've got a star starting to blossom here. Remember, all the way back to Lancaster, we're watching the Sixers in their first couple of practice sessions, trying to decide who makes the team and who doesn't.
I remember that.
And Wingate right on the fence. Well, Matty made the right decision there.
Yeah, who are they? We had Rowan.
Rowan and Perry Moss was
Perry
around.
Moss.
Sedale, of course. Up and in by Sedale 3. 25 seconds left to go, third quarter.
The one thing you should always look for in a player is intensity. Wingate has that. That means that you're really a hard worker. When you're a hard worker, you're going to improve. Just an isolation play, the same play. One player isolated on the right side.
It's Barkley, and again, he's able to draw the foul. It's remarkable because the Bulls pinched in on him, had all 5 red shirts converging on that lane, but Charles still found an opening and drew a foul.
Defensively, you want to force him to where all the traffic is. And actually, on a play like that, you force to the traffic and then double with one of those players once he puts it on the floor. You never want that player to be able to take it to the right because they always have their best shooter on the right-hand side. So that player, if he comes and helps, will end up with a wide-open shot.
Now for Barkley. And making another 10-point Sixer lead. They were up by 14 at one point. There's another turnover by the Bulls. Sedale 3 losing the hand. So the Sixers with 9 seconds left can hope for a good shot. Wow, looks to me like he might have got away with travel. What the heck?
You got to get a call every now and then.
Corzine, or Coquette rather, from way outside. They look alike, those two bearded guys. So the Sixers, capitalizing on some Chicago mistakes, take the lead at the end of 3, 84-72.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Gee, what a big third quarter for the Sixers. We'll get one of the big reasons right here, but a 37-point quarter against a team that prides itself on defense.
And we're seeing a good example. David Wingate playing Jordan. Jordan went up for the shot, released. The good pass by Cheeks. Very easy way to score. 37 points. Chicago normally doesn't give up that many points. They try not to get into that type of game because they're not a high-scoring team.
And are they a come-from-behind team? Well, we will find out with 12 minutes to go, and the Bulls down by 12.
The 76ers, number 25, David Wingate returns for Steve Coulter.
Sixers will begin the final 12 minutes with Mark McNamara at center, Barkley and Roy Hinson, or rather Cliff Robinson, I'm sorry, up front. Wingate and Cheeks in the backcourt. There's a steal by Jordan. He'll break away here on Cheeks. Wow, they threw it away. No Cheeks put on enough hassle down there on Michael Jordan to cause that turnover. It's the 14th of the game for the Bulls.
And Michael was trying to be unselfish on that play. Really could have just taken a jump over Cheeks.
Barkley trying to throw the jump shot over Oakley is grabbed. Now they have a little conversation.
Charles Oakley his second, Gene.
It's only the second foul on Oakley.
Charles Barkley at the line, shooting 2.
One more now for Charles. And 21 points for Barkley. Quiet rebounding night so far for Charles. He's got 7 boards. Now on the outside, Gene Banks will move on Barkley off the glass. And Gene Banks hits another. That's his first 2 points. How about that? Forget I said hit another.
Charles had good defense on that play, too.
He hit another this week.
Yeah, Banks had to make a tough shot for his first shot. First basket, that is.
I can't believe Banks did not score that first half.
Well, there weren't a whole lot of Bulls that scored in that first half.
Loose to Mo Chinks. He scoops it home. 88-74. This is the 4th meeting between these two teams, and each has won on its home court. 2 for the Bulls, 1 for the Sixers, who are trying to even it up.
You saw that defense by David Wingate. You have to respect the fact that Michael Jordan can go by you because he does. So he had to give the outside shot.
Keeps again, who starts to get hot. 0 with 16. Teams got to go at each other twice more before the season's over. Once in Chicago, and they'll be back here in April. Out of the corner, firing is Oakley.
I think the Bulls only had 8 road wins last season.
Yep.
So they're really trying hard to get that 9th.
Look at that. Those Chiefs with 3 buckets here in the 4th quarter.
And that's what you need at this stage. The Bulls cannot afford to get in and exchange the basket routine.
I've never seen any player like can do it all. Michael's the only guy. I mean, Magic Johnson wasn't a great defender. Larry Bird wasn't a great defender. Michael, that's why I think Michael's the greatest ever. Michael's the best offensive player and the best defensive player.
Loses it. I like to see those big guys put it on the floor. There goes McNamara again. No, rebound Oakley. Line drive.
Look out for this one.
He's thinking of what to do, and he finally pumps once, twice, and scores, and he's fouled by Cliff Robinson.
He was thinking what to do when he reached the half-court line, and he saw 3 defenders. He figured, well, I know I can beat 2 of them. I'm not sure about 3. But in any event, I'm going to try. Well, he's quick to tell you that when he takes the ball, he just goes. When he gets up in the air half the time, he's not sure what he's going to do.
Well, the league's leading scorer coming into this game, a little above 37 points a game, has just gone to 38. And the Sixers won a timeout. Their lead dwindling a bit here. They lead the Bulls 92-83, and with 9 minutes to play in the game, we'll be back.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Sixers up by 9, and now a look at the 2 hot hands on the floor right now.
And you need someone at this point just to be able to hit those open shots. But we're going to watch the way Jordan just can face you and just make a quick move, and without the help, he's murdered. The good news, I forgot to mention this. I talked to Doc before the game. I think we've noticed that he doesn't have a splint on his finger. And he said he feels great, looks great. He's going to start practice tomorrow.
So without saying, it's great to have the Doc in uniform, but it's doubly important now with the injuries in the backcourt and illness. Well, I hope Tim McCormick is okay. Well, we've got 9 minutes exactly to play. Sixers inbounding, and that's Mark McNamara, who will go a good distance here at center these final 9 minutes. Robinson caught with it, has to throw up an off-balance shot and gets it to go. How do you like
He
that?
works on that shot all the time.
Oh, boy.
You love to see that. That's a good flow to the game when you can get by with that.
He's having one of those nights. Flip has thrown some funny-looking ones up there, but he's got the points to show for it.
Good overplay defense by David Wingate forced that turnover. Good pressure on the ball.
Boy, David has done some things tonight. Now it's Barkley and Banks. Barkley, Banks, and Biddle. How you like that name? Oh, that's Bailey. Okay. Here goes Charles off the glass again, and he gets it, and the Sixers now have got the Bulls shaking their head. Bulls playing pretty good defense, and some shots going in from everywhere.
I like that Charles Barkley. He went down the court praying to Jake O'Donnell to call the foul.
Jordan gets... Look at that. Just look at that. Talk about shaking your head. That's 40.
Explosive.
And he's got a very painful hip.
Yeah, he's a pain to someone else out there, too, I'll tell you that.
Somewhere near the hip.
Yes.
Oh, fourth quarter shots.
Sixers really have a great flow to this game, and they're answering every call.
And there's Banks underneath, and we're trading baskets, which is good entertainment and good for the Sixers, who maintain a double-figure lead. It's 98-87. Barkley trying to thread the needle to Mark McNamara. There's Jordan. What, we got a blocking call?
Oh, we had a push by Charles. He just said, oh, the hell with it. Push you out of the way.
He can be touched. We all out here working hard. So he pissed me off when he started complaining. So I just hit him there for no apparent reason.
There's Barkley this time, nudging with the legs, commits the foul.
Sixer personal foul, Charles Barkley, his fourth, team third.
And with 6:49 to go, the Sixers lead at 98-87. You can just sense the Bulls are looking for Michael Jordan almost every time down the floor. Banks in traffic, and he is fouled. Mo Cheeks reaching in, grabbing Gene Banks. It's only the first foul of the game for Mo Cheeks. 6:39 to go. Matty Gukas wants a timeout. Sixers 98, Bulls 87. I'm Jim Barniak, and along with Gene Shue, invite you back right after this.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
Well, some exciting basketball on both ends picking up here in the fourth quarter as the teams are really in an offensive shootout. And this man, for the 28th time this year, has gone over 40 points.
This is just a great move right here. I thought I had this shot blocked, and he just picked it up. If he had stayed on that side, I would have blocked it.
He can do that. Of course, this is a remarkable shot by Charles. Charles wants to go back and say a little prayer here that let Jake know that he got fouled. Should have been 3. Matty wisely called a timeout there. The team is in the penalty situation. They've committed 3 quick fouls. He just wants to let his team know that we want to play good defense without fouling.
Sedale 3, Gene Banks, Michael Jordan, John Paxson, Charles Oakley. Overplaying that time as Barkley now is the man on Jordan, and you can see that Michael just flew by everybody, but he has missed a few tonight. Behind the back job there, almost cross court. Robinson, Hinson. 8 seconds on the shot clock for Cliff Robinson. Tough angle there, Oakley.
Of course, the matchup with Barkley against Jordan now is very interesting.
Paxson.
John Paxson.
Doug is going with his small lineup. using Michael for small forward position. And he has a very small lineup in the game, with Oakley really being their only rebounder.
And what a rebounder. He's got 17 boards tonight, out-rebounding Barkley at the moment, 17-9. Way off does Oakley go on Hinson. Look at Banks and Barkley. Gene Banks, a bear hug on Charles Barkley, and a foul call. I don't know how Gene can look perplexed at that call. That's number 5 on him.
The Sixers have to be a little bit careful at this stage of the game.
Gene Banks, a technical foul. The usually mild-mannered Gene Banks has picked up a tee.
Gene figures that Hinson pushed into me. He made the contact.
So Maurice Cheeks, who was a doubtful starter tonight, right? Dislocated finger on his left hand, may or may not play. Of course, you knew he would if he could walk. He has just contributed point number 21.
And that's what you have to like about Cheeks. A guy that is so competitive, loves to play the game. You can't keep him out of the lineup.
There he is with it, another jump shot. He's been red hot in the fourth quarter, but finally misses one. Jordan in triple coverage there. Couldn't go around everybody. Cliff Robinson slapped away on the baseline.
Charles really got down and played some defense there, forced Jordan to go through a number of offensive moves. When you try that spin move in traffic, there's a good chance you're going to lose the ball. Someone slapped at it, I'm not sure who.
Cliff Robinson goggles up on the head. We'll have another. He's probably going to have to play for the rest of his career with those goggles on.
You know, I'd like to see sometime a one-on-one length of the floor, like they do at the All-Star break.
What, a slam dunk?
No, just one-on-one length of the floor. You know, to do the same thing that you saw Michael Jordan do there. That would be so exciting.
No basket.
A foul called by Jake O'Donnell.
Personal foul.
Who would be your favorite Michael Jordan opponent in a one-on-one length of the floor game?
Magic Johnson, I think.
Charles Oakley shooting 2.
Charles Oakley to the line.
But, you know, like your rules could be, you can't, you have to go one-on-one. You can't post up or anything like that. I mean, you have to run the ball, you know, be able to do something off the dribble.
Rattles around for Oakley.
20, Danny Brains returns for Warren Hinson.
Well, we would find out how tough it really is to play these players one-on-one. Of course, I think Isaiah Thomas would be pretty tough.
He could play in that league. 101-90, 4:45 left to go in the game. The Sixers in good shape, but can't get too cozy. Oakley with a steal. Jordan with the ball. Spins and loops and fires.
Michael Jordan.
Just let me take it, walk it around you, get to where I want to go, jump up in the air and lay it in there.
Count them, that's 42. The air traffic count. Wingate loses, out of bounds it goes, and the Bulls now starting to creep close, and you don't want it too close with number 23 around.
They're going to get the ball to Michael every time with Barkley playing.
Now he's going to try and, whoops, looked like he was going to post up, backed away, and let Dale Freak fire.
So Dale said, you better get over here quicker, Michael, if you want to get the ball from me.
Here's Robinson. Tipped up Wingate, kept alive, and tipped in. Now Wingate and Brains are in the area.
Charles Barkley.
But they're going to give it to Barkley, who was also in the area. Okay. 25 for Charles. Paxson, a three-point shot.
Danny Vrain's got a sweet perm right there. Man, that must have been the thing. Doug got a perm. Danny Vrain's got a perm.
Basketball, much different from the first three quarters.
Yeah, it's it fun watching the game when it's up and down? All the players are playing well.
I don't think that's called for, and it almost went in. David Wingate gets the uncontested rebound, and you get a sense that the Bulls are a little flat here. I wonder sometimes when you start to depend on one guy that the other four may lose some concentration. There's Gene Banks cleaning up for Michael Jordan.
Charles is really challenged with this matchup. He is really out working defensively. Did a good job that time.
I always say, you don't drive your nice car to the supermarket all the time. We had an 8-point lead. There's no need for me to shoot it every time or be aggressive. I know I can get a shot, a score anytime I want to. Chill and let the game, the other guys go. Maurice is playing well. Cliff Robinson's playing well. There's a time for the start like, uh-oh, this game is getting out of hand. I've got to make my move now. Those other guys can't do that. They can't turn it on. But if you're a great player, you can turn it on.
The Sixers lead is 6. And we'll be back after this.
A Philly Sports Classic presentation continues next. You're watching a Philly Sports Classic presentation.
It's getting a little too close for comfort. 2:27 to play, a +6 on the Sixers side. And we'll look at one of the heroes tonight. Watch number 25.
And what happened on that play, Wingate was posting up Paxson. Paxson was stuck on the wrong side. The shot went up. That gave Wingate the inside position. Now we're going to watch Michael Jordan making this reverse move. And Banks, because all the traffic goes to Jordan, as no one has the responsibility to block him out. So he was able to just jam it.
A new career high on back-to-back nights for David Wingate. He's got 26 points now. The Sixer lineup here as we get ready for the final 2:27. Roy Hinson, Charles Barkley, Mo Cheeks, David Wingate, and Cliff Robinson. So make Hinson your center. And a relatively small lineup put out there by the Bulls, who have Jordan in 3, along with Oakley, Paxson, and Banks. So a 3-guard offense, as it were, for the Bulls. There's Barkley, works on Gene Banks. Thompson gets it.
Well, this is my time now, the last 5 to 10 minutes. You know, because, like, it's no secret. You know, when you play against, you know, Michael Jordan's going to get the ball. You know, Larry Bird's going to get the ball. You know, Karl Malone's going to get the ball. You know, every great player is going to get the ball the last couple of minutes of a game. I mean, that is just no secret whatsoever. My job is, I got 3 jobs. Score, get a good shot, or get somebody else a good shot. That's what stars do.
Time on the clock, 1:42. Sixers trying for their 2nd win of the season against these pesky Bulls. Barkley has a lane to the basket, goes strong, and they say the ball is blocked. Or no, they're going to give a foul. A late call here, but a foul call. Dale 3 commits his 2nd foul.
Charles Barkley shooting 2.
The 2 players that the Sixers want to have the ball a lot, of course, in situations like this. Cheeks, who is very good with the ball. Barkley, because he gets fouled so often. And it's working. Now, you'll probably try to see the Bulls in this situation to shoot 3. Paxson's a good 3-point shooter. The rest of the players they have out there, although Street's not bad either.
109, 101, 122 left to go. The baseline to Jordan, but he's bumped by Barkley. And that'll be 5 on Charles.
Charles Barkley, his 5th.
Charles was saying a little brain lock there by pointing to his head. What that means, he knew he had help going to the middle, and he allowed Jordan to go to the baseline.
.43 and climbing for Mr. Jordan. .109, 103. .115 to go. They spread the floor. Wingate gets an open lane. Barkley a rebound. He's by Oakley. And Oakley coming over to offer an apology there. Oakley fighting for the rebound. Got a little smack on Charles's nose, it looked like.
Wingate's driving down the middle of the lane. That allows Barkley to get the inside position, and Oakley must have just caught Charles right in the nose.
Charles and Charles exchanging pleasantries, and isn't that unusual? Now, a 30-point game all of a sudden for Charles Barkley. 111-103. Paxson from three-point distance. Jordan's going to take it out there. Now he's going to take it in there. Hinson the rebound. Stolen by Jordan. And Jordan just flies right through the air and over people. 111-105. The Bulls going to full court pressure here. Matty Gugas leaps off the bench. Wants a 20-second timeout, I believe. Yeah, he's going to get his 20 in with 51 seconds to play. The Bulls go into some full court pressure here. Come up with a steal and a two-pointer by Jordan.
And the Bulls need more than one steal. Of course, David going between his legs in that situation more or less turned it over. Jordan, the guy that's going to pick up on anything that happens.
You know, another thing that he has, Michael Jordan, that we tend to forget, tremendous stamina, I would imagine. Playing the way he does for so many minutes, night after night. I mean, he looks like he's a bit fatigued right now, but it won't show once the red light comes back on.
Now, you know, it all has to do with really liking to play. Just having fun while you're playing. You can see it in Michael Jordan. I mean, he's an entertaining player.
And he has to take a foul here on Cliff Robinson. 2 seconds tick away.
Michael Jordan in his fourth.
It's number 4 on Jordan, and Cliff Robinson will stroll the other way and shoot some free throws.
Now, the Bulls have 3 timeouts left, so this is why they have the rule. When you call timeout, you have the option to take it to the half-court line. The reason that rule was put in was to give the offensive team a chance in the basketball game. And so Doug for sure will call timeout, and they'll advance it to the half-court line. And I'm wrong again.
They're going to speed it up. Gene Banks, the Dale 3 and Michael Jordan. There's a three-point Jordan job. Well, that's the only thing we haven't seen him do tonight. He completes the total mastery of offensive basketball as he nails one from the three-point line.
Let me go through this again.
Robinson shooting 2.
But this one. This is for point number 49, which ties his spectrum high for the year.
And Michael is just showing that he also has that range.
Wonder if he knows how many points he has. You know, hey, Mike, how you doing? Got 49.
Well, we talked about that once before. Players really do know how many points they have.
The Sixers have. They have a 7-point lead, 35 seconds left. It's to Dale 3. Nice form, no shot. Gene Banks back with it. There's a skip pass if you ever saw one, but right into the hands of David Wingate. Wingate on Jordan.
You know, Philadelphia's a very special place. One of the reasons I live here is, you know, when I came here, you know, you're like 20, 21 years old, and I grew up. I mean, I come here as a boy, left here as a man. And it's a great city.
Oakley's going to try one.
He loves to try it from out there.
Charles Oakley misses. Rebound Sixers, and they run it